What legacy are you leaving behind?
The Black Family First program aims to reconnect the family at the root.
Healing both ancestral and personal trauma by way of creating bonds through communication, understanding, reason, compassion, connecting oneself to family, friends and the community.
Reminding the older generation to be role models and mentors, and in turn, teaching the younger generation the building blocks on how to live, love, and respect one another for a stronger family union.
That way, the next generation bears the fruits of our labor and our experiences. Black Power starts with your melanin, uniting the Black family first.
People, I hope you're enjoying this. This is a fantastic day, Black History Weekender. You know how it goes. Hit that like button, subscribe, share it. You know, it's Black History Weekender. And people, come on. Dig deep, put money into your pockets and bring it back out and donate. Because you know what? We've only reached 100 quid. Come on, we're supposed to get to 100,000 so that we can get to Congo and to build the foundation for our youth. We're asking for you to just even put £1 in, £2 in, $1, $5, whatever you can put in. This is what we're trying to do, is to raise money for this international exchange program in the name of Dr. Llaila Afrika. So we're asking for you to push that narrative. Come on, this is a global affair. So we're not even asking people from the UK, we're not asking people from the Caribbean, we're not asking people from Africa, we're not asking for people from America, we're asking the whole African diaspora and the African people in land to join us and donate for our youth. We're looking to build a foundation. Yes, you're now much more better, Andrew.
Yes, you can hear me clearly now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Andrew, I want to hear the slogan. The slogan, quickly.
Lick shot, pum, Babylon, rice and peace, Buffalo Soldier. One, Papa G.
Yeah. That's what we're talking about.
Yes, Mikey. I must say, brother, that the brother that just was before me, the brother minister.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic, man. Fantastic. It was a crime to stop him in his action, in his flow, man. Even I was feeling the way. I said, let him teach, man. Let him teach.
Yeah, he's coming back at 9 o'clock to finish the rest.
Brilliant. I just want to give a big shout out to the brother because I think that he was on point. He was analytical and very precise in his information, man. Always love.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right. So
come true, Andrew.
Yeah, proceed. Let me do this thing because there's a problem with the link.
What's that? The screen share, I think. All right, while we get that one set up, people, you know the routine. Get ready for more lively information. As we said, fear not, the Marcus Garvey thing will be back. We're going to bring the brother on live as well so we can do a bit of Q&A and actually build with him in person. So no matter watch it, it will be back. It will be back, but we are running on a schedule. And because we're not just dealing with English, we're dealing with Americans, Africans, people in Jamaica. We've got different time codings going on, so we have to keep it moving so we can get everybody in rather than locking people off that are, you know, inherently going to be on different timelines. So bear with us. We're keeping it moving. Yeah, still bringing more information. Andrew's just trying to get set up right now. Our brother Andrew Muhammad. It's going to be big. You see the link in the chat. Remember, this whole Black History Weekender is about the Dr. Llaila Afrika Youth Exchange, International Youth Exchange Program. So let's not forget what the reason of all of this is about. You understand? Because that's the most important part of the day. So fear not. You understand? We will be coming with more information. Andrew just getting set up. We've had a few technicals, but
the link that you put out, you forgot to put the T at the end of it. That's
which
why.
link?
The link
Which link?
to the GoFundMe. You put it just an S. I've put the original one back in.
Is that okay? I got it.
Can I just try to share my screen? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I've shared it now. Hope you're enjoying this, family. This is a Black History Weekender, and we've got our brother Andrew giving us that knowledge.
I'm just trying to, 1 second, my beautiful brothers. Let me just see something. Stop share 1 second. Just trying. I've got my PowerPoints lined up. I'm looking at the, you know, when you're on Black Eyes TV, man, you've got to be coming correct. So I want to make sure we're doing it right. So I'm just going to go into entire screen. Is it share screen? Let's have a look. Windows.
Yeah.
All right, entire screen. It's got several of my workshops lined up here.
Okay.
It's been such a long time since I've done this, man. Such a long time. Let's have a look. I want to play this particular PowerPoint. Is it playing at all on your screens?
Yes, it's there.
Yeah.
You saw it just there?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let me put internal voice. Yeah. All right then. I think there's a slight delay between myself and yourself, but
Yeah.
okay. You can hear me okay, brothers?
100%.
All right,
Yep.
because I think there's a delay between
Yeah,
I think there's a delay between myself and it coming out. But we want to talk about, it's saying today, this weekender, to me is a phenomenal weekender. And I really want to thank Brother Terry and the whole team, Black Eyes TV, for putting this together. And I'm really going to come from an angle of the effect on our youth today, society, and what the solutions that we must put into effect, which obviously is dealing with Black history as well. So we want to talk about what's the external voice that our young people are receiving by society and by our own community, about what does it mean to be a Black youth today? What's the external voice? And when we look at the media and we look at, you know, printed press and what have you, okay, there's a major effect. And it's not just the media, it's the music that goes behind it too. And, you know, for those of us that work in the mainstream schooling system, there's a major effect that it's having on our youth today. And we, as custodians within our community, must be fully aware of this effect of our youth. You know, what's making them turn off, or what's making them, many of them, not achieve the goals that they should be achieving, because our youth are fantastic, potentially, but let's look at the whole situation. What's being fed to them? What's the external voice? Now, let's appreciate this, brothers and sisters, that according to social scientists, our youth watch 50% more TV than most other communities. Yeah, 50%. And this is the Mail Online. The black and minority children watch 50% more TV per day than whites. And almost 90% of them have sex in their bedroom, as so-called studies state. And this we got to look at as a people, because what if they're watching more TV than anyone else? Then what's the effect that this is having on the minds of the youth that's coming through? Terry?
Yeah.
Just a quick question. What's on your screen right now?
Made in 1988, glycerin with beautiful colors.
Made in 1980. Made in, all right, fantastic. Because on my other screen, yeah, fantastic, brother. Just wanted to make sure everyone's up with me. Okay, so you know, if our children are watching 50% more TV than anyone else, then what is being fed to them? That's what I'm talking about, the external voice. What's being fed to them? And you know, back in the 1980s, back in the 1980s, we had programs like, you know, the Cosbys. Yeah, we had programs literally like the Cosbys. And but when we look at the Cosbys, let's look at the Sun primarily. Okay, we're looking at especially the boys today. What's the effect? So you can see that literally back in the day, in the 80s, that we had programs such as like the Cosbys that spoke especially to the young black boys about education, and that literally our young brother there, he's complaining about the teacher, but his dad's making sure that you're going to be educated. So moving on now to the 90s and what have you, okay, and the 2000s, then we have Fresh Prince. And let's remember Fresh Prince, because the two main young boys is Carlton and obviously Will Smith. And both of them are diametrically opposed in their personalities and in their character traits. Let's have a look.
Carl, all these years, man, haven't you caught on? Half the battle is the lyrics you toss at the honeys. Girl, you look so good, I wish I could plant you and grow a whole field of y'all. Girl, I got to tell you, that suit looked like a piece of good God wrapped up with some have mercy with a side of onions. I think I've seen your picture somewhere before. Oh, Yeah, that's right. It was in the dictionary next to kablam.
2 cappuccinos, please.
Well, I'm hoping you like it dark, hot, sweet, and with a spoon in it. Look, miss, I'd just like to apologize on behalf of my gender for his rude behavior.
That's okay.
No, it's not. He had no reason to act like that. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Look, could I call you sometime?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yo, baby, I know your feet must be tired because you've been running through my mind all day. Come here.
So you can see there that Will Smith, he's the one with the lyrics. He's the one that can get the girls. He's fast talking, smooth, right down to the modern time, okay, brothers and sisters. But let's look at Carlton, who is now book smart. Let's have a look at Carlton, because, you know, this is what the image that's given to especially our young black boys.
Yo, homie, I'm not supposed to say anything, but you have nothing to worry about. You're in. You heard? Me and Carlton got in? Well, not exactly. I mean, you're cool and all, but Carlton, well, he's not exactly our type. What do you mean, not our type? Well, Carlton is not like you and me. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't know what you're saying. Will, Carlton doesn't exactly exemplify what I think a Phi Beta Gamma is. Oh, and what is that? Well, it's not Ralph Lauren shirts and wingtip shoes in corporate America. We don't need a brother like him in this fraternity. Man, he is exactly what you need in this fraternity. Carlton has been a straight A student since preschool. He gives you 150% every time. Look, Will, I realize he's your cousin and you have to defend him, but this discussion is closed.
So we can see there that Carlton, he's book smart, but street dumb. He's not cool. He's not going to be fly. He's not going to be accepted by brothers and sisters in his own community. And then we have Will, who is book shy or book dumb, but he's street smart and he's accepted by everyone as being a true black boy. Think about the external voice given to our young boys, especially our young boys we're dealing with. Then we have my wife and kids.
Hey, Dad, I finally figured out what I'm going to do with my life. Really? I would fall out this chair, but my back hurts already. Look, I'm glad to hear that you're finally motivated and you got a plan and a purpose. That sounds wonderful. Tell your dad what it is. Dad, I'm going to become a rapper. You mean like packages at the store? No, Dad, a real rapper. Look at this. Bam! Junior, this is a flyer for the Rap Academy. What the hell is a Rap Academy? Oh, it's like a rap varsity, but smaller, more one-on-one attention. Somebody left it on my windshield. They must know I'm talented. And according to the flyer, I could be a big rapper in a week and make lots of money. Come on, Dad. Becoming a rapper has been my dream ever since I was 3 minutes ago. Well, you know what? Give it 3 more minutes and it'll go away, okay? I wanted to be a rapper too when I was your age. But you know what? I had you and I realized I have responsibility. So you know what I did? I got a job. Yeah, but back when you was my age, rapping wasn't a job. It was just something crazy people did in the subway. Man, I'm hungry. Wish I had some change. I'm talking to myself. Ain't that strange? Who said that?
So once again, you can see our young black boys are given the image that they are to be dumb, no future ahead of them, and basically book shy. Understand, if we're watching 50% more TV than anyone else, we got our bedroom in our bedrooms, 90% of us got TVs. Then what is our black boys taking? Then you look at 007, yeah, and then you have the alternative to 007, the cleaner, yeah. This is what society is really plummeting on us, brothers and sisters, that we, especially the young black males, we have no sense whatsoever. But it doesn't stop there. So we're not interested in books. We're not interested in school. So what do? We turn to comedy. And when you look at most of our stars, our international stars, they are designed to make people laugh. Yeah? Great people. I love Kevin Hart. Yeah, I love Chris Tucker. And it's not about them. I love Eddie Murphy. I love all of our great stars, but they're always being aimed at literally being the buffoons and the clowns that people look on to say we ain't got no sense whatsoever. And if that's not the narrative, if they're not going to be a buffoon and a clown, then what's given to them outside of that narrative? And that is that we're all about violence. Now, we know we have so-called black gangs in our community, but the image by society, especially the mainstream that we have bought into, is that all we are about is gun violence. And just look at the imagery. Look at what the imagery says to our youth, brothers and sisters. A picture paints 1,000 words. We look at all of our movies that we are creating in the UK and around the world. And understand this, brothers and sisters, we're not the only ones watching this. Yeah? It's always about misguided black youth, male or female, but especially the male. Yeah? That we don't give a damn, we've got no emotions. Yeah? And that's the work that we're doing this weekend, is really to counteract this image that's given to us worldwide. Yeah, I'm just giving you examples. We know we can go on the internet right now and give you example after example after example. Understand, brothers and sisters, this is more than entertainment. We're dealing with the psychology of what's given to our youth. And it doesn't stop there with just the movie scene and the TV scene. When it comes to the music side, so again, we see the side effects, brothers and sisters. If our youth are being shown that it's not about being in school, we don't see no images of black youth being successful in school. And if we are in school and we are clever, then we're not cool. Yeah, it's not cool, like Carlton. So what do? We become the buffoons. If we're not happy to be buffoons, then we become extra gangster of each other. And that's what we're seeing now, brothers and sisters. It's no abracadabra stuff. These are the side effects of what we're doing today. But this
let's white-owned companies, white-owned stations with white-owned sponsors that play the role of hypersexualized, hypercriminalized male. I asked these advertisers, I say, I've got hundreds of songs a day that celebrate killing animals. Will you put them on your station? They said, no. I got hundreds of songs a day that talk about assaulting women and abusing kids. Would you put them on your station? They said, no. I said, I got hundreds of songs a day that talk about murdering blacks. Would you put them on your stations? They said, well, that depends. Depends on what? Who it's done by and who it's branded for. Because if we can get black folks to sing about it, we can brand it for our youngest black audiences, I think there's money to be made. I think there's American appetites to see these people that way. I said, how can you say that? They said, well, look, it's what these artists know. It's what they, black people, create. It's matter of fact, our surveys say it's what they want to hear, which speaks of a sickness. How do we live in a society where somebody says, you know what, I'm inspired to write a song that celebrates murdering another person. And then a person says, I'd like to put that on my station. Another person said, I'd like to pay for it. And then there's people out here in the audience that go, I'd love to hear it, as long as it's black guys. Because even white people buy rap music, buy this type of stuff, because we know that when we want to hear about killing each other, we know who to turn to for that type of inspiration. We call it our music. We say we own it. White people buy more rap than black people. Yeah, but we're very careful to turn it down at the stoplight when other black people are there. Why? Because we know we're just pretending for them. It's more authentic and real. I always ask the companies, what about your name? What about your brand? What about your value? And the largest radio company in the world said this: it's okay that we only have drug dealers on our black youth stations. We only have murders on our black youth stations. We support black charities. We give out water at the Martin Luther King parade. I think we've got it covered. We bought them off. Now, people get upset, the smartest guys in the room again. You're talking about censorship. I don't believe that. I believe in free art. Make whatever you want. I believe you should make music about anti-Semitism. I believe you should make music about killing dogs. I believe in this country you should make music about bashing homosexuals and driving them behind trucks. I believe you should make music about stringing people up on trees. I believe you should make music about killing whitey. I believe you should make all that music. But I also believe that in the mainstream marketplace, people should hesitate associating their name with certain content. You know, there's certain stuff you can't buy at the store, certain stuff you can't get on iTunes because their brand doesn't want it. But if you want to hear black people celebrate killing black people, they got thousands and thousands and thousands of those things to sell you. I don't think it's about censorship. I think it's about American cultural hypocrisy. Because here's the truth. These black entertainers, they can't sing just about anything. There's some stuff that'll get them fired, and they get dropped, and they get fired, and they get slapped on the wrist, and they get disciplined all the time. Why? Because sometimes they step over the bounds. A very famous case is what happened with Rick Ross. Rick Ross is the Mammy Two Shoes, one of the many Mammy Two Shoes of our day. He's a black entertainer in a world carved out for him, and a role carved out for him by white entertainment companies. And one day he talked about, in the middle of a song that celebrated dealing drugs and killing blacks, he made a reference to date rape. And when he made that reference to date rape, that set social media on fire. That got 100,000 petitions in 24 hours. Hey, buddy, date rape is no joke. That had white people standing outside of Reebok in New York saying, you better take this seriously. We're tired of a rape culture in America. One line in one song moved the masses. And you know what Reebok did? Did they stand by him and say, hey, we believe in freedom of speech. We believe in freedom of expression. It's just a song. Calm down. No, they fired his tail on the spot. The president came out and said, this goes against our high standards. He's gone against the values of our brand. Shame on Rick Ross. We're disappointed. He doesn't know how serious date rape is. When I saw that, I thought, wow, how convenient. Isn't that amazing? But here's what really happened. It's not their brand, it's not their values. Rick Ross went off script. He was hired to get black customers, and they think that black customers go with black bait. And in America, black bait is the hyper-criminalized, hyper-sexualized portrayal of black people. And as long as he had sung about that, the stuff that got him hired, he still have a job at Reebok. But when he touched other sensitivities that affect us, he lost his job. See,
and it carries on, brothers and sisters. This is some brutally honest reality. And we got to understand that, you know, when we analyze the social constructs that's put this self-image in our minds, it's one thing other people saying these things about us or believing these things about us, but it's when we start to portray and believe these images ourselves, and we will do it in self-control. Let me just give you another example, brothers and sisters, about how they subtly keep us feeling that we are less than anyone in society. Now, those of you know Brother Andrew Muhammad, I like to use films and images when I teach, brothers and sisters. I'm a visual learner. And, you know, when I heard about the Prince of Egypt coming out, this is many, many years ago, obviously, I was very excited because I like to use imagery when I teach. So if I'm doing a workshop on Black history, if I'm doing a workshop on Kemet, I would like to use what the young people are watching to break down certain points. So when the Prince of Egypt came out, I was excited because I want to know how are they going to portray the ancient people of Egypt, who we know were black people, people of Kemet. So I watched very keenly, and I saw it. I was amazed. I was in love with the movie because at least they were showing dark-skinned, dusky skinned people. Okay, brothers and sisters, people of ancient Egypt. And I thought, you know what? Maybe they're not black in terms of the African black, but guess what? I'm happy that they're not showing the olive-skinned Mediterranean Egyptians that they normally do. So I was very, very moved on this, brothers and sisters. I was very, very moved. And when I watched the movie and I carried on analyzing the movie, I was very, very pleased. And I saw Moses being the same shade of Egyptian, musky, brown, Kemetic black as the father, King Seti. Yeah, I was amazed. And then when I see Moses in his youth rolling with Ramesses, they both were the same color because that's how it was. That's exactly how it was. Yeah, I loved the movie. I said, yes, I can deal with something like this. Yeah, throughout the movie, I saw they were showing the ancient Egyptians as they really should be, people of deep, rich color. But then check it out, brothers and sisters, because I'm watching things closely. I'm seeing what are the children seeing. And then when I saw Moses moved from black to white. See, when he became the chosen, when he became a so-called Hebrew, when he became a so-called Israelite, he moved from being black, Egyptian black, to European white. Now, this is so deep, brothers and sisters, because, see, you got to understand the subconscious mind picks up on all of this. The conscious mind doesn't see it, but it picks up on the subconscious mind. And so throughout the film, when you saw that the people of ancient Kemet and Egypt, yeah, they were literally of ancient Egyptian hue. When he was a troublemaker, see, in his early days, when Moses was a troublemaker, rolling around the streets with Ramesses, making trouble, smashing up buildings, throwing things at people, yeah, he was dark-skinned. Yeah, and look at Moses. So look at Ramesses. He was dark-skinned when he was young, but as he got older and more wickeder, he became darker and darker. Same movie, brothers and sisters. Same movie. Absolutely. Please go back and watch it. Moses and Ramesses throughout the movie, when they were young and they were restless and troublemakers. Think about how the image given to our black youth today. The subconscious sees all of this. They were dark-skinned. But by the end of the movie, one is of ancient Egyptian black and the other is European white. But they were brothers who grew up in the same household. Come on, brothers and sisters. This is the men. So Moses gets darker, where Ramesses gets darker, where Moses gets lighter. So by the end of the movie, when he's chosen, yeah, he's a white man. Brothers and sisters, this is serious. And I'm telling you, I'm just giving you an example of what takes place. I can do this in so many other movies. The subconscious attack that we are on, brothers and sisters. That's why they call the movie industry Hollywood. Why Hollywood? What do they call the Asian film industry? Bollywood. Why Bollywood? You got the wood. Why do they call the film industry in Nigeria Nollywood? Why in England do they call it Pinewood? Yeah? Elm tree. Why is the wood connected to the film movie? What has wood got to do with creating spells on the mind? Why is it that when a wizard, yeah, Merlin, is going to do a spell, he has his wand made out of wood? Why is it that you say touch wood when you want a particular force of good luck? You see, brothers and sisters, this is happening to us at all times. Yeah. And so when we look at Zipporah, which was Moses' wife. Now, if you go to scripture, please listen to me, brothers and sisters. Even if you want to just Google it as I'm talking to you. Google Zipporah. Yeah, Moses' wife. She was black in the cartoon, in the animation. She had to be black, the same shade of the ancient Egyptians. Why? Because according to scripture, she was an African. She was Ethiopian. Please don't listen to me. I'll say to you, call me a liar and Google while I'm speaking. Zipporah. This is Moses' wife. Yeah? She was an African according to scripture. So they could not make her European. Yeah? She was of the same shade of Moses. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. So you see in Prince of Egypt, she had exactly the same countenance of Moses when he was younger. That is Zipporah. That is Zipporah. But yet, when Moses becomes the chosen one, now Moses is European and Zipporah is still black, Egyptian, African. You see this, brothers and sisters? Yeah, that's why we've got to be aware. And it goes further. By the end of the movie, she's black and he's white. Come on, brothers and sisters, man. These are old school games they play with us, man. And then we wonder why our children are like this. This is Moses' sister, Miriam, according to the animation. Both of them, look, she's even darker than Moses. Yeah, she's even darker than Moses. However, by the end of the movie, she's white like Moses. She's European. All of the chosen Hebrews are European. The only dark-skinned one is our sister Zipporah, because they could not change her shade because it's written down she was Ethiopian. And Moses married an Ethiopian woman. Yeah? But look at that, brothers and sisters, and this is what's happening to us on a daily basis. And then we wonder the effects that our young people grow up hating themselves. And melanated goddess, you're right, sister. This is crazy, but this is the world we live in. We trust those. So literally, pause the boards thinking, where did you lot come from? Because when I met you, you was African like me. Oh, brothers and sisters, this is serious, man. This is absolutely serious. And then when you go back to the Prince of Egypt, this is the most famous sculpture on planet Earth, the Sphinx. Yeah, that we as Africans carved out of a mountain. You can see the African lips if they were still there. You can see the outline of the African nose. You can see the outline, the high cheekbone. You can see that the chiseled chin. This Sphinx was from an African. But yet when you go back to the movie of Prince of Egypt, look what they've done to the Sphinx. See, our children must not know nothing about their ancient history. They must know nothing about our ancient history. Remember, brothers and sisters, one of the creators, the shapers of the education system in the UK was a man called Professor Hugh Trevor Roper. Please make a note of it. I want you to call me a liar. He's phenomenally famous and one of the constructors of what we have in school today, Professor Hugh Trevor Roper. And he stated, Africa has no history. Africa's history started when the Europeans went there and we enslaved them. This is one of the constructors of the European education system. So that's why today our young people in the schooling system do not believe people like myself, people like Black Ice TV. We've got to fight day and night to make them understand that you have a glorious history. Why? Because the very construct of society is that we don't know nothing about anything that took place before slavery. That was done by, not by mistake, brothers and sisters, that was done by design. And so here we are now. They show, see, our children are not watching History Channel to see the real Sphinx. They will rather watch the Sphinx in the cartoons, and in their minds they can see that they look nothing like the Sphinx, when in reality their ancestors created the Sphinx. It's very, very serious, brothers and sisters. And so what, you know, we are analyzing this. Oops, let's quickly go back again, brothers and sisters. Let me quickly go back. Understand that this is serious. And when you watch the music industry, you can see that they created this. They created this mind destruction, this concept of us hating who we are, literally was created by scientists. Watch this 50 Cent video. Did you see that? Eminem's coming in like a scientist. Yeah, they're constructing something in a laboratory. What are they constructing in this laboratory? Here you see them putting together a man. They're literally working on constructing a new human being. You see this here? Scientists analyzing. This goes so deep. This is more than entertainment, brothers and sisters. This is more than entertainment. And then you have 50 Cent turned upside down. Like our history has been turned upside down. This is not a natural man. This is a man that they sat down in record companies. And he's not, I'm not dissing 50 Cent, brothers and sisters. I'm just giving you an example. Look, when I spoke about Will Smith earlier on in Fresh Prince, do not get it twisted. I love Will Smith, man. I love him. I just love his energy. I love his spirit. I love his message to the community. But I'm trying to show you how they can use our greats against us. That's what I'm showing you. Okay. So this here was showing you got the scientists in their white coats. They construct our music a certain way that we think is ours.
Go, go, go.
And what you see here, brothers and sisters, what you're seeing here, brothers and sisters, is that they've made our men, especially let me put it this way. Sorry, brothers and sisters. Understand this, what they've done as scientists. There's a difference between a male and a man. Understand this. Males are not necessarily men, but all men are males. What does that mean? See, what you're looking at there is a male. A male relies on their physicality. That's what a male is. That's why you can have animals who are males. Yeah, it's dealing with physicality. When you're literally a person who relies purely on your physical, then that's maleness. But what is a man? A man is someone who leans not to their physicality, but their mentality and spirituality. So what we're having today, brothers and sisters, we've got brothers who are males, but not becoming men. And this is deep, brothers and sisters. Yeah, this is very, very deep. What they're doing there in that scientific laboratory, they're creating a male object. Come near me, I will shoot you. Step on my shoes, I will kill you. If you're not coming from my ends, I will blast you. Yeah, it's all about the physical. I will slap a woman down if she dares says anything to me. See, that is a male construct. But once you learn to become a man, wow. And our job right now, brothers and sisters, we need to create men in our society. We need to turn the boys to men. And that's why I'm on this Black Ice TV, to show support to this venture in terms of making sure that we link in our men with our boys again. We don't want no more male objects. Yeah? Your male is based on ego. Your manhood is based on your mind. Understand it. This is serious talk. So when we create males and not men, then what's the results, brothers and sisters? We've seen it in 2019. We're killing each other. Yeah, we're killing each other. Yeah, we're literally the results is that this is not an abracadabra situation. This is years of systematic male bonding, not manhood bonding. And therefore we see the films. We're not interested in schooling no more because it's not cool anymore. I don't want to look like Carlton. You know what I mean? So what do? I either make people laugh or I'll kill you like a gangster. I'm giving you the extreme here, brothers and sisters, okay? But this is the reality. And that's why, brothers and sisters, for those of you who know me, we can't just sit down and complain about this. What I've done so far is identify the problem. But what is the solution? The solution is that as men and as women in our society, if we're man enough and woman enough to have children, we should be man enough and woman enough to teach our children. It's not about blaming an open enemy. It's about saying, you know what, we have got so much self-love. Even if our children go into the system, we are going to deprogram them. We're going to make them see the beauty of Mother Africa. And so what we've done, we created what we call the West Side Young Leaders Academy, whereby we're not about complaining, we're about making. Yes, so that's one of our classes. We can see that the reality is that our children love education. When you give them the right environment, they will prosper, they will love to learn, okay? But we must not let other people influence their thoughts. We create a safe boundary for them. We get involved in donating to great cause that Black Ice TV is all about this weekend. We must control the narrative when it comes to the education of our children.
I go to prisons and I talk to the man about socialism, our own conditions, how we're supposed to fix them. The other day I had to go to prison So if so many men have seen a payout, why aren't their communities guaranteed a way out? Everyone took a second to ruminate, and I felt like I started a true debate. So I was getting ready to adjudicate because I love seeing young brothers communicate. And then one man broke the silence. He said, when I rap, I'm not promoting violence. I just talk about the roads to motivate the younger G's under me that are holding weight. People just get offended because they don't relate. And I knew what he was saying, so I told him straight. I said, bro, 100%, no debate. I understand what men are talking about, but I've become a man that plans on sorting this out, so I'm sick of being told to wait. Hip-hop has been around for time, and all I see is some tired celebrities that can spin around and rhyme. Where's the long-term economic plan? I'm not going to step to the mic if I'm not speaking on it, fam. Rap's a commodity adapted from poverty. It should be owned by the streets, but it's owned by labels who make our own kind compete. When we're the only ones that should have the monopoly. Rap's a commodity adapted from poverty. From a minority, it attracts the majority. But the minority's issues ain't sorted out enough. So why does no one talk about this stuff? One of the men them interjected. He said it's true. This image has been projected, but the culture that we're from hasn't been protected. Everyone started looking introspective. Then he carried on. Me, I was literally mute. He said, I'm a man that's in prison because he shoots. A lot of these rap guys are talking about my life, but I'd rather listen to you than listen to these youths. When you're locked up, you get time to think, otherwise your mind will shrink. So I like hearing things that expand my mind, not how I'm pushing drugs and I bang my knife. Furthermore, a lot of these men are lying. Sheep can't understand the line. I said, my brother, all I can tell you is I'm a man on a mission, going ham on a vision, and I ain't no damn politician. No disrespect to politicians. I'm a stakeholder, not in a takeover. To give these kids a future that ain't so crud. So the aim of the game is to make millions. That's why instead of just selling you dreams, I'm trying to outline a few revenue schemes. And I won't lie, it bothers me I'm having to discern this whole ideology in capitalist terms. But I'm not in a position to execute a revolution. So for now, my resolution is evolution. The first thing to acknowledge is we need our own colleges, scholarships, politics, governance systems to prioritize our own brothers and sisters. Secondly, we need intellectual weaponry, research institutes, employers and friends in high places, judges and lawyers from ends. Thirdly, education is very certain. Our youth need to be treated by at least 2030. Fourthly, let's look out for each other everywhere, north, east, west and south. Let's test it out, brethren. That's how it's got to be. And number 5 is one word, property. Our community is in need of this. If you want, I'll get a Carla to leave you with reading this. Because I'd rather he's the one providing the words for you to consider when you're writing your verse. So that's my 5-point plan. You understand? For now it might sound a bit strange, but if you're down with this change, then it's you who I'm giving it out to. But at the same time, it isn't about you. It's the youth who be living it out. And it's going to happen with or without you. The room went quiet again. And a man said, George, you're going to start a riot. Tupac tried it once, you're going to try it again. You know they're going to block your bars on purpose. I said, thank you for reminding me, bro. That's my point. Rap's not music. It's a broadcasting service. We decide what we talk about. So if it's more than dope on curbs and smoking herbs, then how can I really go unheard? And my job description is spoken word.
And that's why I have to give a massive shout out to Brother George, yeah, the poet, yeah, pure love for his works and words. But he gave us a 5-point program there, brothers and sisters. And what I'd like to end off with, I've got 8 minutes left, brothers and sisters, and I really have enjoyed myself with you today, is very quickly about literally what do I see as being the 7 essential things then that we must teach our youth. I'll try and do this very quickly in the 7 minutes that I have left, my brothers and sisters, because I'm sorry, someone just said the volume was a bit low. So I'm so sorry, melanated goddess. Apologize. I hope that you could hear something on that, sis. All right, very quickly, brothers and sisters, because I like that Black Eyes TV is keeping people on time. I love that. We've got to be disciplined in our approach. So here are the 7 major essentials that I think that we need to teach our young people to counteract the social construct that's been put in their minds. Here's the 7 essentials, brothers. I'll try and do this quickly. Number 1 is that they must have a good mental diet. What does that mean, brothers and sisters? Make sure that they are reading books. Make sure they are reading books that are outside the norm. And it doesn't always have to be African books. It doesn't always have to be history books, okay, brothers and sisters, but books that makes them think about the system, okay? But there's a whole range of different books, okay, brothers and sisters. Give them a good mental diet, okay? A good mental diet. And these are just examples. We looked at George the Poet just now. There's another one. I haven't got time to show this one. Okay, these are books that I recommend that our young people can give them a good balanced diet. Also, our children, our youth need to be reading Broad Street newspapers. Why is that? Just so that they can literally garner a national view, and not just a national view, an international view on politics. Yeah, and included in that is any black owned newspapers too, but it's got to be broadsheets, not the Sun and the Daily Mails, okay? And that will get them thinking, yeah? So we've got to get them into the part of the mental knowledge is also dealing with books that deal with finance and financial literacy. And I'm just giving you a few here that we can see. Our children must be given an outdoor mental diet. What do I mean by an outdoor mental diet? Whether we know it or not, London, where most of us live, is one of the world's capital when it comes to museums. See, I just wanted to give you an example of how we can get our children to have a balanced mental diet. And most of those museums you saw there are free entrance, most of them, okay? So it's not about money, yeah? It's not about the money. So we've got the third stage of a balanced mental diet that deals with our youth is allow them to learn about people's lives, yeah? I call it case studies or biographies and autobiographies of great people, great international thinkers. Yeah. And it's not necessary that we have to agree with those thinkers, brothers and sisters, but let them understand the life and the struggles that all of those went through, and then we can deal with the philosophy and the thinking of those people. Whether we agree with them or even disagree with them, there's something in their lives that we can learn from. Study great people in history. Fourthly, our children must become experts in Black history. And make sure they appreciate that history does not begin with transatlantic slave trade. And as our brother Anthony Browder says, to not know what happened before your ancestors were slaves is to remain a slave. And so we've got to open the doors of this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of pre-slave. And that's one of the reasons why I wrote this book, my book, Free Your Mind. It's to free your mind, brothers and sisters, of what took place. And also I'm very good friends with Robin Walker. We do a lot of work together. And these are UK books that we can make sure our young people are literally tuned into. History is fundamental, not a luxury. It's a fundamental aspect. So I'm just giving you some examples of books that I personally believe is essential in all of our libraries as Black families. And in my last 1 minute, I think our children also need, as a part of their mental construct, deal with what's happening, is a good diet of movies and visual aids. Okay, and we sit down and we discuss it and we can deconstruct it, okay, as families. So I'm just giving you some examples. When you're enjoying a movie, and then when you start noticing that the movie has subliminal messages, it's much more deeper than what we think.
Most definitely.
All right, it's 3 o'clock and I'm going to end on time. So I try to get through most of the 7 steps, okay, but we got to about 6 or 5, I believe. But brothers and sisters, as our brothers have stated, it's fundamental that we get on board this initiative. And I'd like to thank you, my brothers and sisters, for sharing your time, listening to myself. And I know we've got some great speakers after myself. So stay strong, keep committed to the struggle. Understand that we are not Black because we're cursed. We're Black because we're first, brothers and sisters. Fall in love with yourself. Thank you very much.
Okay, Andrew. Nice, and thank you very much. People, please. Huh?
There's an echo in the back. You just come through loud. That's all.
Okay. Yes, family. Yes, family. This is Black Eyes TV once again with my brother Rich. And I'm asking you to donate, because it's for a great cause. And this cause is for the International Rites of Passage. And it's in the name of Dr. Llaila Afrika, called the DLA. And I'm asking you to push that button, that like button, and keep on donating, because we've reached to the point of £120. I know we can dig deeper. I know we can push a bit more further, because this is a foundation that we're creating for our youth. So we're expecting you to push the narrative. Come on, family. We know we can do this, because even with that, our men are going to get healed as well, because they're going to be following the youth next year to Congo and give the opportunity for the men to healing themselves as well, because every single one of us is going through that psychological trauma, and we're trying to push that narrative as much as possible. You know, as it is, Black family first. You know, I'm going to quickly put a little ad for you to see what's going on as we are waiting for the International Sister Circle to do their thing. I'm going to put up something quickly. Hold on.
The D-Lock is practice pieces. If you dare to struggle, you dare to win. If you dare not to struggle, then goddamn it, you don't deserve to win. Let me say peace to you if you're willing to fight for it. Let me say it in the spirit of liberation. I've been gone for a while.
So my leaders ass gone, all my leaders ass gone.
I know they did you so wrong and still standing here strong. Against all the wrongs, against all the wrongs for my leaders that's gone. All my leaders that's gone. I know they did you so wrong, I'm still standing here strong. Against all the wrongs. My leaders that's gone, all my leaders that's gone. I know they did you so wrong and still standing here strong. Against all the wrongs, against all the wrongs for my leaders that's gone. All my leaders that's gone. I know they did you so wrong, I'm still standing here strong. Against